Hello, 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 my fellow Game Warriors. My name is Game Warrior. Right now on your screen, you're going to be seeing a Black Ops 2 gameplay. However, if you're a Minecraft fan of mine or a Call of Duty fan of mine, the gameplay in this video is just there to have something going in the background of this commentary that I've needed to do for you guys for the past couple of days now that I've had a chance to finally wind down from the things that have been going on in my life that have, quite frankly, thrown me a curveball larger than anything I've had ever in my life. Just things have been happening left and right to me. For those of you that do follow me on Twitter, you are aware of a handful of these things, why I've been gone from YouTube. And the best way to go about this is just to start from the beginning when I first dropped off here about 2 months ago. I'm not even for sure of the exact timeline at this point. Anyways, we're just going to say 2 months ago, my computer experienced major crashes. It started to blue screen multiple times during recordings, during watching YouTube videos, during browsing the internet for anything. And it just started to crash, and eventually I had to give up on it and try to get it fixed. It was under warranty. And for 3 to 4 weeks, I had to deal with my computer issues, and the 3 to 4 weeks dealing with that, driving 40 minutes, about 6 or 7 times to deal with the computer people to try to get it fixed, and then they dropped it and damaged it a little bit, then had to fix that issue. The whole issue with the computer was something I did tell you guys about once on YouTube and once over Twitter, saying what was going on, but that was not the biggest thing that has happened to me, and certainly not the worst. About 2-3 days after the computer problems were being resolved, and I thought I'm going to start, coming back to YouTube, the Call of Duty video announcement came out, and that's when I posted the 5-6 videos on that one day. I got my computer back, and then the next day, I had another computer issue, but that's not why I quit YouTube for the past 2 months now. Why I did is because, for one, my mom has been sick for the past year or so. Hasn't known what's been going really wrong. For a long time now, she hasn't felt 100%, 2-3 years. And she's went to the doctor multiple times. It's not that. She's had checkups. Went to every doctor here in town, an hour away from us, up in Indianapolis, here in Indiana, to their doctors, and everybody said, it's this, or it's this, or it's this. And it turned out one of the doctors started asking her some questions, and the dreaded words came out that it might be cancer. And when that was uttered, it was terrifying to me, to my dad. Even though my mom and dad are divorced, my dad was, worried. My brother was worried. When you hear the word cancer, it's bad. For anybody, it's bad. And it turns out that for 2-3 weeks, we didn't know what was going on. We weren't for sure. They did x-rays or whatever tunnel they kind of go in to scan the body, and it turns out that she did indeed have 3 tumors inside of her. Inside of, I guess, the ovaries. I'm not entirely for sure, but inside of her, 2 of them the size of grapefruits, and 1 of them, I guess, the size of a golf ball. And essentially, it was making the body believe that it should be pregnant, and it was messing with her system and dealing quite a bit of damage. And unfortunately, though they're still in at the moment. But the positive note that this cancer is, I guess, very common according to the doctors. It's something that is natural. There, she is going to be going into surgery here in September, and when that comes, it's going to be another stressful situation. But they put her on medicine to help this. The cancer is not spreading. Apparently, this kind in particular doesn't, and it's just scary. It really is. Anytime you hear cancer and tumors, things get scary. That's the only word I can say for it. And because of that, and because I was unsure what was going on with my mom, if she was going to have to be going into any kind of therapy or whatever it may be, I needed to be there, with the family, and not. I needed to focus more on family and not so much on anything else. And I was worried, and I didn't want to commit to anything else without knowing. And once we found out everything was good with her, and everything was going to be fine until September when the surgery does happen, my grandmother started started saying she wasn't feeling well. She went to the doctor, and the doctors recommended that she get a stent placed in her heart. So heart surgery, and my grandma is 75 years old, born 2 years before World War II. So that should be 75 in my head. It is, and they were saying that it's going to be, they're just going to go in. It's going to be one little thing, boop. It'll be a 2-3 hour surgery. She'll be up walking in like 3-4 days. And when they went in, not actually went in, but when they were X-raying and looking at it, they realized that, well, this is going to be a little bit more serious than we thought. It's going to be a triple bypass surgery. And for the past 2 weeks now, I've been dealing with that realization. On Wednesday of, it might have been last week or the week before, I'm not even sure on the timeline at this point, but on one of the Wednesdays, she went in for surgery, and it was a 8.5 hour surgery, in which we didn't know what was going to happen, because all the doctors say, well, we do this once a week. We'll go in and do a bypass surgery, and there's no issues. There's 99.9% of the time everything works out. Things have to go just terribly wrong for anything to happen. And of course you hear that, but when you're a 75-year-old woman, not in the greatest of health, she likes her candy bars, she likes her whatchamacallit, for those of you, it's like chocolate nutty type candy bar, but she likes her sweets. She's not in the best of health, but she's 75. She can splurge. It doesn't matter. And they go in for the triple bypass, fix everything in there. She comes out, and now it was the waiting game. Is something going to go back to being wrong? Is something else going to happen? At this moment, everything does seem to be fine. They spent 4 days in the hospital with her, did a little bit of rehab, and now she's back home, and knock on wood, everything's going well. But I wanted to make this video today for you all to come out and say where I have been and why I've just had to be gone. With college going on too, right now I am taking 3 classes online for summer school, webpage design things, and going with family issues. One of my aunts, my dad's aunt, so I guess my great aunt, who's probably 70, 75, in that range, broke her hip falling off a porch. My grandma's sister-in-law ended up passing away in West Virginia, and we had to drive to the funeral for that. And things have been happening. I had the stomach flu for a week. My brother's been sick. He about totally lost his voice, had to get steroids again. And it's been rough for me and my family, and things are finally coming back to normal, and I'm really happy to say that. For a month and a half, 2 months now, things have been rough, but now things are turning for the better. And I know this wasn't the most uplifting commentary for sure, but it was one that I had to put out there for you guys to say where I have been and why I simply could not be here. So I'm not going to say whether or not a video will be out tomorrow or the next day. I am starting to... I want to make more videos. It's just going to be up in the air for now. My name is The Game Warrior. Thank you all for watching this video very much. Have a good day.